All right, let's dive right in. In the next few minutes, we're going to get you writing your very first lines of code in Python. Seriously, it's one of the most popular programming languages out there, and you need zero experience to get started with us today. So let's do this.
Have you ever wondered how Netflix just knows what movie you want to watch next? Or how AI can whip up a story out of thin air? Well, that magic isn't really magic. It's code. And a whole lot of the time, the language behind that magic is Python.
So what's the deal with Python anyway? Think of it like this. It's powerful enough to run huge apps like Instagram and Spotify, but it's also surprisingly friendly and easy to learn. It's the engine behind everything from cutting-edge AI research to your favorite websites. It's kind of the workhorse of the modern tech world.
Okay, so to get started with any kind of coding, the very first thing we need is a way for the computer to, remember stuff. You can't really build anything if you can't hold on to your materials, right? And that brings us to our very first building block, variables.
A variable is really just a storage box. That's it. You give the box a label, and then you put something inside it. The label is the variable's name, and whatever's inside it is its data. It's the most basic, most fundamental idea in all of coding, just giving a name to a piece of information so we can find it and use it later.
And these little containers are super flexible. I mean, look at this. We can make a variable called x to hold a simple whole number, or one called price for a decimal. We can even store text, like a name, or a simple true or false value. Each one is a different type of information, tucked away neatly in its own labeled box.
Let's zoom in on that text example for a second. Working with words and messages is a massive part of programming, and in Python, any piece of text gets a special name. We call it a string.
So what actually makes something a string? It's really simple. It's the quotation marks. Those quotes are like a big sign for the computer that says, hey, everything inside here is just text. Don't try to read it as a command, just treat it like, well, words.
And here it is, probably the most famous string in the entire history of programming. Hello, world! It's a tradition. It's often the very first thing anyone learns to code. All we're doing here is creating a variable, a box called message, and we're putting that classic greeting right inside it.
And get this, you can basically do math with words. In Python, that little plus sign doesn't just add numbers. When you put it between two strings, it smooshes them together. So you could take a string that says hello and add it to another one that says world to create one complete message. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, so storing data is one thing, but the real magic of a computer is its ability to do the same task over and over and over again without ever getting tired or bored. This is where automation comes in. So let's check out our next major building block, loops.
Now, Python gives us two main ways to do this. On the left, you've got the for loop. You use this when you know exactly how many times you need to do something, like show me the next 10 photos in my feed. The while loop on the right is a little different. It just keeps going as long as some condition is true. Think of it like a video game. Keep the game running while the player's health is above 0.
Okay, let's focus on that for loop for a second. We told it to run 5 times. Let's actually watch what the computer does step by step.
All right, first time through the loop, and here's a little secret about programming. Most languages, Python included, start counting from 0, not 1. It's a little weird, I know, but you get used to it. So the very first number it prints out is 0.
Then it automatically just circles right back to the top, grabs the next number in line, which is 1, and prints that out too.
And it just keeps going. 2, then 3, and finally 4. Since we asked it for 5 numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it knows its job is done and it stops. Now just think about that for a second. We wrote 2 simple lines of code, and the computer performed 5 separate actions for us. That is the power of a loop.
So let's just take a quick step back here. We've just flown through 3 really core concepts, and these aren't just some abstract rules in a textbook. They're the actual practical tools you need to start building things.
So to recap our building blocks, you've got variables, which are your data containers. You've got strings, which are your tools for working with any kind of text. And you've got loops, which are your personal automation engines.
With just these 3 ideas, you can already start to imagine building some simple but cool stuff. A basic calculator, maybe a little text adventure game, or a script to automate some boring task at work. We've really only just scratched the surface, but the foundation is now there. So the only real question left is, now that you have these tools, what's the first thing you want to build?